Hey everyone, this is Martin, and I wanted to show a little very short video clip of something I ran across on the internet today, and it has to do with the hurricane that recently hit out on the East Coast. And Shelley and I had actually did a video about 2 weeks ago. We actually recorded it prior to the Hurricane Helene making landfall, and had no idea, what the destruction of it was going to be. And but it was we did a video on prepping and kind of common sense prepping, and what's happened out there kind of is a perfect illustration of the kind of things we were talking about. Now obviously I'm not going to go into let's look at the video real quick, and then I'm going to come back.
There's no power, there's no water, there's no internet, there's no cell phone coverage. We're just it's a disaster.
Just pray for everybody here. Everything's replaceable. Life is not.
No water, barely got food, everything expiring in the fridge.
FEMA is not on the ground there at all. They are not in these cities, not in these towns, and not in these villages.
You check out these mules delivering essential supplies to hard-to-reach mountainous areas.
But one of the problems is then you can't reach them unless you're by mule. And the Starlink is fabulous, but also there's no power. So this happened Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, there's another town called Black Mountain, North Carolina. I interviewed a woman from there today. She's a teacher. She said 23 of their teachers are missing. Schools are closed indefinitely. This is a massively catastrophic event for our fellow citizens, and we have to do a lot more. Their biggest concern, Greg, is that we are going to forget about them.
Okay, yeah, to start with, this is heartbreaking to watch, just because the loss of property, the loss of life, people still missing, and all of that kind of thing out there is just really heart-wrenching. But it kind of helps to illustrate what we were talking about in that last video on prepping, of what we were trying to communicate to you. And that is, what is the common sense kind of things that each of us can do, depending on the threat and the risk that we deal with in our own regions. And I mean, obviously, I don't know much about prepping for hurricane or aftermath of hurricane or anything like that, because we're not in an area where we have to deal with that. We're in Southwest Missouri. We have had hurricanes that came up through Texas that the eyes of them came right across where we were at. But by the time they get this far inshore, we get 30-mile-an-hour winds and we get heavy rains, and that's pretty much it. And so I don't presume to be able to be knowledgeable on how you prep for something like that. What my whole point is that whatever it is that's common to your area, your region, your environment, those are the kind of common sense things that you need to be prepared for. And I even understand that in this area of the Appalachians that's affected so much, typically they don't get hurricane aftermath that's like that. But because you're so close to it, occasionally it's going to happen. There's just like here where we are at, my three biggest threats that I have to be prepared for in a common sense kind of a way is probably the first one is ice storms in the wintertime that takes out all the power. And because that happens on a very routine basis around here. The second thing that we have to kind of be prepared for is tornadoes. We are under probably a dozen or more tornado warnings every year. And every year a tornado will strike down somewhere within 40 miles of us. And, statistically, it's only a matter of time before one of them hits here. So we do prepare for that kind of a thing. That's part of the reason why I'm all filthy today, is I'm pouring cement down where we're going to end up having a storm shelter. And you can see that on our other videos. The third thing that we have to be prepared for is flash flooding around here. And right now where we live on this property, it's not that big of a deal. We really do not have to be concerned right here for flash flooding. The last place that we lived at was very susceptible to flooding and flash flooding both. And so we had to have a plan for dealing with all of that. So I guess the big takeaway that I want to have, and I mean, it's unfortunately, the the timing of this whole thing was perfect for this subject because there's a lot of people that are suffering right now. And, one of the things that they talk about is we weren't prepared for this. And so how do you get prepared? Well, you figure out what are your threats and then start building a plan around those and in a way to, protect yourself, preserve life and property when those things do occur. And so that's what I want to leave you with today is, don't let me try to tell you how to prepare, but look at your surroundings. We have those three things that we kind of prepare for all the time, not so much the flood issue anymore, but civil unrest. Is that something you need to be prepared for? Yes, it is. But to me, it's way down where we're at here in a very rural Southwest Missouri, Ozarks, middle of nowhere kind of thing. I really don't have to worry too much about that. If I was in a big urban area or city, then, it would maybe ratchet its way up my priority list a little bit. But right now, we give that thought, but it really only makes up about 5 to 10% of our prepping activities or being prepared activities. And not saying that we wouldn't increase that at some point if we felt like that threat level has gone up or the likelihood of something like that goes up, then yeah, we'd probably put a little bit more priority to it. But as of right now, those are the two big ones that we have to prepare for. And ideally, here comes Shelley. Ideally, what you have to do is figure out what is the threat level in your area, in your community, and then deal with making common sense preparations for that sort of a thing. Say hi.
Hi.
If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell, and we'll see you next time. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.